does look like God Esports find himself in a little bit of a skirmish. They did lose 2 players. I don't know who to. But man, this is one of the reasons why we say do not stay outside the blue zone. Is he just gonna do what I think he wants to do? No
Wait a
way.
minute. Wow. Wow.
Rah. Well,
Okay.
I guess that's what we're here for,
Well,
no?
I guess that's what we're here for. I mean, I can see Jesse. Jesse with the rest of the guys from, I don't know what team this is. This
Has
must
to
be
be
on
on
Solid
Solid
Army
Army.
because
Come on, if you're
I
seeing
can see
Jesse, there's no,
Jesse.
there's no
Yeah, but
two
I'm seeing
ways
two other
about it.
names. So now only here Jesse if he succeed now.
Yeah,
When no
but
be in full team.
I mean, well, you've just got to give it to. I think they're just doing tryouts though, and that's one thing that we always see. But anyway, this is a
Yeah,
very
yeah.
interesting fight coming through. We've got Team Extreme going up against O3 Brothers. In case you do not know, some of the members from Team Extreme were previously O3 Brothers players. So this is almost like a battle of revenge.
Ah, yes, I can see Sean X, Choco, Milo in the mix as well. Ronnie and Sound. This is actually really, really true. I believe Ronnie and Choco were the ex-O3 Brothers players. So this is their
No,
debut
even
game.
Sean. I believe Sean used to
Sean?
be.
Sean
Yeah,
was in O3 Brothers? What was his name in O3 Brothers? I
was
don't
he?
remember.
Oh wait, actually, no, no, no.
I
It
think
was
he
it
was
was Choco
in
and
foul
Ronnie.
play. I think he was in
Yeah,
foul
yeah. Sean
play.
was in foul
I think
play.
yeah, Sean was in foul play, yeah, for sure. See all of these players jumping all around, jumping every single where. So it's so difficult to keep tabs. 21st century though, you can see them in the kill feed, dealing damage towards the guys from Cold, Bet 6 Ben, still relentless with all of his firepower. First elimination for 21st century there against the guys from Team Cold. Team Cold just pulled up on them, unfortunately. Should have cooled down.
And this is what
21st century day power.
Yeah, and this is where we start to talk about those late rotations, right? When you start to do the late rotations, you're sacrificing the fact that you have to get into that circle late. So you most likely do not know exactly what is going on in the circle. You're just getting in there blind, and them going late into that circle is what has led them into this bad situation they find themselves, because now they've already lost one player on rotation.
It really is a bad situation losing a player on rotation because, like I said, this is literally, phase 2 of the circle. Or you at this point of the game, you should just be gathering intel. You should be gathering intel. If no one has pulled up to your location, or if you haven't been caught out on rotation, you just be gathering intel, just getting a feel of what is going on inside of the circle. Not necessarily barging into positions that you have no idea of. That's what happened to Team Cold right now because, no intel on 21st century's landing positions. So yeah, I'm feeling that's the idea right here.
I really hope they work with this. And speaking of hoping, I'm trying to change from my Ethernet because I don't know why Ethernet would actually give me lag. Change from my Ethernet to my regular wireless connection to see if that is gonna help matters. Like, it's funny because I can't tell exactly why there is a problem, because I can stream to you just fine. Okay, I see green. I see green. I see green, Priest. I see flipping green. Let's get it. Let's get it. I think we're good. Oh no, I jinxed it.
Wait, no. Spoke too soon. Spoke too soon.
Nah, what's going on?
Spoke
Look at
way too
Why
soon,
is this?
fam.
I can assure you it is not snowing, or it is supposed to snow. Heavy snow. Yes, I see that, but it's not snowing at the moment.
Well,
It is raining bullets
we'll
though.
get this. We'll get it sorted. We'll get it
Yeah,
sorted. Oh, it's
definitely.
raining. Then that's probably why.
Oh no, it's not raining here. I'm saying it's raining bullets onto the guys there from 21st century, on that rotation.
Well, they did get a knock. Agathe has been knocked down as well. I think they're sending. They can see. I think Baby is peeking. I think Baby is peeking towards the guys from Unsullied Army. Yeah, I think he's speaking towards the guys from Unsullied Army. I think they are the ones that got caught out. But Baby is leading the charge. He has 2 eliminations already. Probably has some more under his belt cooking in this particular game.
Yeah, the IGL for that team, Baby. Looking forward to seeing what he can do though. Maybe it's gonna be one of those IGLs with a frag.
Yeah, I've been watching 21st Century in other tournaments as well. They've been super, super consistent citizens going against the guys from Team Afro Esports. Some violence going on somewhere in the kill feed. But yes, we'll be talking about 21st Century and their new strategy. They've been very, very strong. I think I did watch them in the quarterfinals and the semifinals of the Clatter of Clans. Speaking of the Clatter of Clans, the semifinals just ended today.
Yes, sir.
Just today, so I'm really looking forward to that leaderboard to see who they make the cut. Trolling, crowns, trolling
Man,
about to ensue.
I'm actually ready for the
Comment
trolling, man.
section.
You guys know I live for it. I live for
That
that.
comment section about to go crazy, fam. That comment section about to hit different.
I
And I,
do know.
and we did talk about on Solid Army.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, Jesse is the one that is dead.
Did
Jesse,
come on. Normally, we would see him be the last
Jesse's the
person or
one.
the last survivor, but I think the push actually did go
Yeah.
through onto the guys there from Extreme. As well, three brothers have led the charge in there, and then they're left
Oh
with just
wow,
one player. It's gonna be
panning.
Sound, the last player
Griff,
left.
not Griff panning, not Griff panning these guys.
The disrespect, my guy.
Griff just used. I mean, the disrespect is real, Crowns. It's real.
Question is, are they aware of what's going on? Currently, the players there from Extreme have only lost one player. Make that two now, as Ronnie is active on that cover fire. Not quite able to get a knock yet. But O3 Brothers going to be falling back a little bit, looking a little bit low on that util factor, as they do not have those nades to send into that location to try to see if they can get any of those eliminations, at least extra knocks. So there we go, 5. This is why we loot.
Yes, sir. This is definitely why we loot. O3 brothers, biting off a little bit more than they can chew. They do have three players, but they've lost one. They've lost no name, and now Rails and Griff under heavy fire from the guys from Extreme. Extreme do not want to take this one lying down for sure. They definitely have something to prove against the guys from O3. They're probably saying, "Well, maybe you pursue us. You go hear him now."
We'll be back. We're not going to let down. We're not going to relent. We'll continue to put in the fight. And I think this is one of the reasons why you play scrimmages. Kind of just know the capabilities of your team, just how strong you can handle yourself. Because right now, both teams probably do not have. I mean, maybe O3 Brothers have more idea of what is going on. But the side there of Extreme, they're probably not even aware that they're just up in a 1v2 or in a 2v2 situation. They probably think it's probably like a 2v3 because they've only lobbied one person so far, right? So it's almost like, they do not really know what situation they currently find themselves.
Exactly, they're very, very unsure of what's going on. But 21st Century under heavy, heavy fire right now. Power trying to get damage dealt towards the guys from Unsolid Army, but I spoke too soon. Budge on the microphone. Gets that knock, and it's all left to who is that? Is that Power or Agathe? I think that's Agathe.
Yeah, Agathe, the last player left for that squad. And it's kind of weird seeing that they went for that crash the way they did. I would actually suggest for a full man crash. But now, this crash coming through from Agathe, a little bit too late. The revive is almost done, and it pretty much should be done right now. And I'm pretty sure they're going to be sending that, pushing this revive that will most likely be coming through from Agathe. As you can see, the players there from Unsolid Army trying to see if they can get more revives through. Kind of nice play, if you ask me.
Yeah, very, very nice play from Unsolid Army. I think Jesse is in the background there, screaming and shouting at the top of his lungs.
Oh, oh.
But then the grenade from Budge. Budge on the microphone. Once again, I just connect this grenade.
Agathe now forced to use that first aid kit. As the blue zone now comes in to play its ultimate play of the century. Agathe very caught up. That nade should seal the damage down to 1 HP. She's proving to be a cockroach right now. But BOJ with a quick free fires, sending it down to the drop shots, and ultimately taking the players there from 21st Century back into the lobby. That was kind of a poor push, if you ask me. Like, why would you go for a push like that,
And this is a very, very open compound. I mean, you will be spotted a mile away before you pull up from any position. 21st Century, all of their experience, this was definitely not experience like plays from them. I've seen them play way better than this, but then again, we've not seen Budge on the microphone, and we've seen him now. So probably, that's one of those players that we have to be very, 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 very careful of right now. He has shown his abilities and capabilities, but then is this disparaged?
Yes, sir. It is disparaged, the one and only. And
Disparaged FC.
I know, right?
Dispenser FC. I like to call them Dispenser FC.
Wahala.
You
Wahala. But yeah, disparaged, one of the teams that was promising. I was talking to Shin the other day on Instagram. I'm like, bro, what are you guys having in plan for the COC? And it's like, we're just gonna play it and see where exactly we end up. I was kind of pained that they didn't do too well in the COC, but we win some, we lose some. It's pretty much how the game goes, no?
Yeah, definitely win some, lose some. But unfortunately, it's quite sad that you would be losing the COC. I
All
mean, with
right.
that level of experience and the players in the team, you would expect more. But then COC is kicked up this season. It's been really, really hard. Really, really hard tournament. I won't lie, for a tier 2 tournament. That has been really, really difficult, to participate in. I've seen a lot of bodies go outside.
Mm-mm.
Oh, that's a nice return to
Mm-mm.
Ezra.
And it's a question of are they going to capitalize on that one because the knock is there now. And that's a question of are they going to send it to the push or are they going to let the push do the rest? That's pretty much the question that I've got in mind. As we can see, Shane trying to see if he can find an off angle, but the Blue Zone not going to be permitting them against free sports. Shots coming in through Hawkeye, trying to see if he can survive. Unfortunately, it's going to be letting the Blue Zone do a whole lot of the damage. It's kind of surprising to see Hawkeye not even take some return fire onto this position being held by Shane.
You have to enjoy the rotational ability coming in from most of these teams. But then free esports looking very, very strong. They do have 4 players up, but I spoke too soon. Hawkeye has been dropped down by who dropped him down? Is that Rage Esports? Oh, that's Rage Esports, no Rage. Shooting all the way from Yasnaya towards the guys uh from Free Esports. That's crazy, man. I did not expect them to shoot all the way from there. They're outside of the play zone. But I believe Team Cold are healing up. Yeah, Team Cold cut down to 2 players. They've got only 2 players in the cut, but then the revive is coming on just in time, so they are back up to 2 players.
And it's not gonna lie, I'm surprised to see them even survive for this long, as I wouldn't have expected them to make it this far into the circle. But Afro Esports with the sexy grenades will be taking out the players there from Team Cold. So they're now down. Citizen out there on the south have to find a way into the circle. The single taps would find Joji. Down she goes. The full instant thirst about to follow through. But it does look like some smokes will be getting thrown out as Citizens find himself in a very weird spot with not too much utilities to work by.
Armani getting that confirmation on Joji. Akil has been spotted. Couple shots sent his way, but then we get back to the guys from, I believe that is Fugitives
Fugitives.
Esports.
Is there?
Fugitives Esports. Yes, another very, very contentious team. They've got 3 eliminations and counting. Escobar with 1, Cloud9 with 2. And they are trying to find a position inside of the play zone to play with. You can see Arrow driving all the way around. He is the MVP of the team, or so says he. But Akil finds his teammate Jahad, sends him back into the lobby as well. Gets a knock on him. And now Escobar, the last one up, trying to get a cover onto the guys from Citizens, and he does successfully. Citizens going out there in 6th place. Afro Esports pulling up to the scene for Arrow. Arrow peeks to the left-hand side and shoots a little bit to the right, but nothing pans right through. Beautiful 1v1, but no Rage Esports pulling up to the scene to wipe them out.
Unsolid Army is still in the cut though, as they're up with 6 elimination points. They do have eyes on pretty much everyone in the circle, as No Rage Sports find themselves down by 2 players. 2 revives have to come through. Afro Sports trying to hold it up on that southern edge, but unfortunately, it does look like they'll be caught up in a pinch. And right now, it's Unsolid Army. They do seem to be making a lot of noise, but they're the ones that actually need to get into the next zone.
Yeah, exactly from this position that they are playing it. But then we've got Bodge on the microphone using those grenades to his beautiful advantage. Ooh, SARS gets that confirmation of the last player for the guys from Disparaged. And now we are down to 8 players and 3 teams. We got No Rage Esports, Afro Esports, and the guys from Unsolid Army still keeping it together. But the advantages might just be looking towards the guys from No Rage Esports, as they have 4 players up. They have 7 eliminations. They're doing everything right. They have the play zone. DG, the MVP, once again, creating a masterclass of a team.
Fortunately, he's not playing this game, but it's quite fun to see the position they're holding. And this is where we start to, ask the players to try to find those angles, right? Now is the time where you start to do the math. You're currently a 4-man team. You're up with 4 against 4. So you kind of want to just get as much information as possible. Where is the remaining players in this lobby? There's only 4 left. You can hear the grenades and where they're coming from. It's just a matter of putting in the shots. And man, I would expect to see some more smokes coming through from the side of Team Rage. try to put out some more smokes, got a little bit of information, try to get some eyes on exactly what is going on in that zone.
Yeah, it's crazy how Norwich are using the best of the utilities that they do have. On Solid Army do not have the play zone. They might just be trying to squeeze in just a little bit. Bodge on the microphone finally spotted by Alpha, and he is going to be confirmed. Ooh, but then they are all sent out of the game actually. The play zone claiming the last player on Solid Army, and now it's a 4v2 situation. Afro Esports against the guys from Norwich. Alpha trying to find the position.
Finds
Peachy.
one,
Oh,
finds two.
Peachy. Oh, Peachy from the outsiders is now in Afro Esports. That's actually very interesting. But no Rage Esports doing the needful, doing
Cl-
what they need to do. First winners of the day.
Clutching it out though. Clutching it out with whoa, I believe that was like 10 eliminations if I'm not mistaken. But
Yeah,
man, that
10.
is that is like a whole
10.
load of eliminations coming on through from them. And 1 second, stream can't hear this, but I can hear it, and it's paining me. It's painful, very painful. Oh my
Wait,
goodness, God.
wait, the stream hasn't heard us the entire time.
No, stream can't hear the shots, like the raging shots that
Oh,
I can hear in my ear. You know.
okay, okay. That thing that happens after at the
Yeah,
end of the
whenever they
game.
shoot game. Yeah, stream can't hear
Shit,
it, but I could hear it, but now I turned it off.
bro. Shit.
But yeah, I'm just gonna run through the teams because I have to run and try to figure out exactly what is wrong with my network. Try not to restart it because if I restart it, the stream is gonna end, and we'll see how well that goes. Now that the game is not running, I'm seeing green everywhere, but whatever. I'll try to just understand what is going on here in this one. But yeah, Rage Sports coming out first place with 10 elimination points. Afro Sports not sleeping behind them, finishing second place with 11 eliminations to go alongside them. On Solid Army finishing third, telling Priest that shush as they're able to get 7 elimination points to their name. Disparaged in fourth with 6 eliminations. Fugitives in fifth place with 4. Citizens in sixth place with 5. Cold with 7th with 0 elimination points. The players there from Free Sports in 8th place with 1. Extreme in 9th place with 103 Brothers in 10th place with 2. 21st Century in 11th place with 2. Extremist in 12th with 0. First Tactics in 13th place with 3. Infinity in 14th place with 0. Minor Blood in 15th with 2 elimination points. Got Esports in 16th with 0. IC in 17th with 0, and foul play in 18th place with 2 elimination points. Ladies and gentlemen, sorry for all the ula balu toity. Right now I know you're probably seeing the stream smoothly because it's currently showing green, and I think the problem is with my emulator, and I'll try to figure out whatever the problem is. But I'll be right back in about 5-10 minutes with the next game, and maybe this time with better production. I promise you. I'll show myself. All right. to hear you that way. So now I'm on main screen, phone screen, change that. Stream can hear me, I know. Finally, there we go. Reset. Ah, I'm to touch. I need a new dongle. That makes sense. That's not fun. Alright.
Okay, so I saw toward the end of the stream, I just saw
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I believe everything should be green. You wouldn't even imagine what the problem was, but
Green is the color. Green is the color.
but at the same time, purple is the color when we start to talk about the 10 and 80 scramble. So let's get into it as we're about to get into the next game of the day. It's going to be none other but Miramar.
Yes, sir. Miramar, see that playing path you love such playing paths all the way from Valdemar towards El Azahar. So you can see it's very similar to the one we had in Erangel, from Kori all the way down to Kameshki. It's the same, pretty much the same line.
Yep.
So all the teams are going to be spread across, landing where they need to land, doing what they need to do, keeping all of that energy and maintaining their drop position. So I'm looking forward to seeing who is going to take this game today. I'm really curious, because the guys from No Rage Esports did fantastic. I was seeing Deji in the chat saying my boys are balling.
No ma.
Yes, Deji, your boys are balling, but they are only balling when you are not playing there. Meaning what? You they handicap them.
Short one. Man, I think we preached on that one. Did you know anything that concerns trolling you? I'm all for it. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much the situation we have. And I really want to now see, maybe they will now use Deji in one of the games. Imagine they don't now win. Then we know that, yes, it definitely has to be Deji.
Deji is the problem. Deji
Yeah.
gotta go.
No one can tell us
Sack
otherwise.
Deji.
Turn it
Guys,
to
spam
manager.
in the chat. Use the hashtags sack DG. Sack DG in the chat, guys. It's Crowns that wants this.
Hashtag turn
You guys
Deji. Turn Deji to manager.
Manager DG.
Or to social media coordinator. But anyway, not too many skirmishes going through, but I do see a couple of players out here from Team Buy, out here in the water treatment area of the map. It does look like they're out here against Team Gotti Sports. I believe both teams are actually looking for vehicles because that is what I would imagine is going on. But seeing that, they're looking to get comfortable, maybe they just got caught up on each other's splits.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. Getting caught up in each other's splits. I feel that's exactly what's happening here. Goth Esports, cooking, I believe. Is that Goth Esports? It's very interesting because so many of these teams, so many of these names are tied to other teams. So seeing them here, flexing their muscles, showing off, showing out. I don't know what team is Buy FC, because I'm curious. I've never seen them before, so maybe this is what we love to see. Brand new teams making a name for themselves. Infinity shots being dealt their way. You can see that in the kill feed.
Well, I guess today will be the first time we get to hear about Team Goth Esports and exactly what they're capable of doing, as we do see them getting started against Team Buy. Actually, against Team Buy to show us exactly what they are made of, as they're out there caught up in that split. We do see a couple of engagements going on in other parts of the map, and I believe that's going to be somewhere around Cruz the Valley, where we've got the players there from Extremists going up against Team Infinity.
Yes. Is that Cruz de Va or... Yeah, that's Cruz de Va. Yeah. Some violence brewing all the way out there in the north. Team Extremists, one of those very, 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 very good teams, but I don't know why they're so inconsistent. There's so much inconsistency from them. Some days they're balling. Well, I'm seeing that they do have a new roster. I can see Coxal, Zombie. But then Sleek and Wolf are the OG members of this team. Tayo from the Infinity. I think Coxal can spot him from that position. But Zombie creeping up.
And it's sort of a situation of when they're going to push, if they're going to push, because, these are the things that we kind of keep our eye out for, to kind of see how well these players are willing to defend their drop location. Team Infinity already down by 1. They only came in here with 3 players. So it's almost like they're already at the disadvantage, as we see the side there from Extremists getting closer and closer, forming up, looking to get, up close and personal against the guys there from Team Infinity.
Yeah, you can see Tayo just hogging the wall, trying to make as much noise as possible to throw them off his scent. But the guys from Extreme is already sniffing Wolf by his left, trying to get a position into toward this building. But Tayo still using that UMP to shield himself because that's the offensive weapon of choice right now. But then the guys from Extreme are still biding their time. I don't know why. They do have the numbers advantage. Finally, Zombie pushes into the building, ground floor, trying to make his way up, trying to call on his teammate for assistance for sure, because you do not want to back anyone into a corner. You will get lobbied for sure if you get caught out.
Yeah, and I'm just more surprised that they decided to wait this long before they even went for this push, as they do send it upstairs. Shots going down, back and forth. One player goes down, and it's going to be the side there of Infinity losing Tayo. Oh, that is so loud.
You can see his teammate all the way across, peeking, just looking at his teammate gets obliterated there and sent back into the lobby. He has just been crouching here, watching the violence.
The man is like, "That's all you."
That's all you, bro.
That's all you, bro.
That's not me. That's not me, bro. That's you, bro. I mean, big shout out to you though. Nice one though.
You tried your best. That was
Yeah,
beautiful dancing, but
you tried your best. You can see. I think he's probably going to get spotted out very, very soon and eliminated. But the guys from Bai, I'm still looking out for them. I want to see what they're made of. Goth Esports has been dancing around them for quite a little bit of time, but they do have one elimination. I believe that's from Nemo. Footsteps are leading him to. Finds a little corner to call home just to get his health back up. He might just be readying himself for the next wave of unfortunate extremist players that decide to run up into his building unarmed.
And it's kind of sloppy gameplay coming through from the extremists here, right? Because right now they know that there's this one player in this building, but still they have only one player out here close to him. I'd actually expect a situation whereby we're seeing the whole team form up, try to clear out this situation, because now you've been taken out by one solo, right? So you want to make sure that you're actually
Used one player to pay for it. Goth Esports looking very, very strong, getting that first knock. DBS, but switches to the UMP instead, and he does not get the knock. He actually phased right through him, and Bai might just use this opportunity to clatter out the guys from Goth Esports now.
It's the dancing for me. You can just see both of them going around, and it's almost like, how are they not seeing each other? How are they dancing across each other, right, like this, and they're not even seeing each other? Because Goth Esports does not seem to want to die, and the same thing can be said about Team Bai, but unfortunately, Hellboy will go down. Eulania is also down, as the guys there from Goth Esports down to just one player. It's gonna be Ziggy. This is a whole lot of violence, and I don't know how else you define violence if not this.
Second. He might just try the third. Oh, he tried the third. But he does not get the fourth. What? That just happened.
That's got to be the most confusing fight in the history of confusing fights in PUBG Mobile.
I have no idea what just went down. I'm telling you. No idea what just went down. Because I saw Ziggy get the first one. He got the second one. Then he found a way to phase through the third guy and go outside. Like, how do you move into this tight spaces and not get found out immediately? Because even his teammate, the same thing. They were just dancing and phasing around each other.
Nah, I promise you, these guys are related to the Flash. Because man, that was some intense phasing that we saw there. We're still waiting for that first blue zone to close up. As you can see, heading in slowly but surely. All of these teams already finding their way into the circle. So the players there from 21st Century coming in from that northeastern edge Citizens still out there in their drop location. I mean, we've only been in the game for how many minutes? 2 minutes. What? No, no, actually, the safe zone is going to close in 2 minutes. Sorry. Pardon my French.
Mon ami, je m'appelle, because you can see all three brothers nading themselves as did see Real swallow his own grenade. All three brothers still under heavy damage. You can see the guys from Free Esports getting a hold of the Unsullied army as well. Jesse, SARS, Jesse again getting sent back into the lobby very quickly. Once again, Crowns, once again.
And this was definitely bound to happen. Last player does get spotted out on Solid Army, and I think this is what you get for saying they should boot OP Nexus from your slot.
Did they ask for Nexus to get booted from the slot?
Pretty sure they did, because I mean Nexus was in the slots before they got into the game, and well, yeah, Nexus is not here.
I thought he was going to leave. I saw him in
he'll contender final. I mean a winner. You did wine?
Yeah, KEC champion. Don't play.
A whole MPL season 5 final winners. Wow. They are supposed to beg him to stay.
Let's not even play though. Like all three brothers, their achievement, their titles, their belts. Belt,
I tell you, man, it's a whole belt of achievements.
Ooh. Free Esports, very capable. One of my favorite teams, actually. Escobar, Rumsey. I do believe that Rumsey is actually now in foul play. I believe he's the same guy, but somehow he's here again. So I don't know how.
I do like the flank coming through.
Yeah, that's a nice rotation from Free Esports, but then they have rotated outside of the play zone. I don't know who guides these kind of rotations.
Yeah,
but they are. This is very smart. Wait, is that not an up right in front of Rumsey there? Oh, he does get tagged down. Rumsey is the one that's going to get tagged down to about 10 HP. Getting his health back up behind those rocks. No. Heads back into his coupe.
What is the play? What is the play?
Blown up. I mean, it's so easy to get blown up in Miramar.
Yeah.
So easy to get blown up in
what is the play?
What?
Well, I guess that's the point of playing scrims, to kind of test out the strategies, right? And yeah.
But is there like a universe where that would have worked?
I don't think so.
Where would that have worked? Because that I don't think they knew that player was behind the bus.
No way they didn't know.
For the guys from Bai, they didn't. I don't think they knew, because there's no way. There's absolutely no way you would rotate just like that. But the 1v1 from
excellent.
Abubakar gets spotted, drop down by that mini 14 by Steel.
Now Steel left to hold his own in a 1v3 situation, provided that revive does come through. He does know that revive is coming through, and he might just go for the full send. Doesn't have too much HP to work with, but the more he continues to wait, the more time and more HP he continues to lose. As Free Esports able to grab one revive onto one of their players, as Hawkeye now has got that nade pin pulled, looking to go for that full send. Grenade not quite going into the right direction, panicked a little bit, as Still looking to play the goal. Just coming, gets one. Second player gonna be down to a slither of HP, and he will eventually get knocked. As Team Bai might just be able to get this one. They might just be able to win this one and get the revive up.
So Saber moving to get that revive for sure. Still did absolutely brilliant, keeping the guys from Free Esports at bay. But now the numbers advantage might not still work out for them. This is going to be a 3 versus 2. Bad boy Tim still pulling up to the cut there. He has the M416 in hand and he's speaking. Right there, he might just get the confirmation, but no, his health dropped down to about 10 HP. He moved again to the right hand side, gets the confirmation finally, and now it's a 3v1 situation. Bad boy Tim's 3 Esports. Final confirmation from Rumsey there, sending the guys from Bai back into the lobby. Free Esports 6 eliminations.
I'm actually quite impressed about the fact that Free Esports were able to survive this fight with at least 3 players up. And I think that's actually something nice, being able to keep all players up. At least they lost only 1, which is nice. A small price pay for salvation. They got dropped on 6 eliminations to their name. They're looking Gucci, not too far away from the zone too.
Yeah, exactly. I did enjoy how they just played that. They're actually one of those teams that do not back down from fight I did watch them. I did watch them a little bit briefly towards the KWS, the last weeks of the KWS and the NPL qualifier. So they were very, very good. They were very consistent. Unfortunately, they do lack in rotations and call outs. I believe that's something that they need to work on. It's equally as crazy that all of these fights spray. I believe that is coming from Team Extreme.
Yes, sir. As we see Choco letting those shots fly towards Sixpen's position. I believe Sixpen was going for a little bit of a scouting for his team. Not going to be playing off too well for him. He's going to be finding his way, returning back to base. Baby the IGL though, he's knocked and thirsted out of the lobby. So, I mean, they do say IGLs perform better when they're knocked or when they're dead.
So are you saying
Who knows?
that this applies to every single team?
Hey, who knows? He might just be making the right calls from now onward,
Well, you guys kill your IGLs.
There we go. Grenade him. He's gonna make clearer decisions. Get to see things that you do not see. And I think that's just where we start to talk about the thinking, right? It's not the easiest of things to do to think for yourself, think for the whole team. But when you're dead, you're pretty much just thinking for your whole team. The part where you're thinking for yourself is kind of out of it, so you kind of make better calls, no?
Disparaged looking very comfortable here. I believe that's the citizens that they might just be running into. Dishonest. I do love the name. This chaos, Erza, and Chin is Mamba for sure.
Chin.
Ooh. Disparaged, playing from on top of the hill there, peeks out just a little bit too much. His health drifts all the way down. I believe that's true. Does get himself all the way down. He scores 48, sends a couple of shots towards him, but nothing connects. I believe that's a little bit of pixel dilation there. You can see Gordier, but you can't really see Gordier.
Can see the god, but you can't really see the god. And I believe that's the situation that the players there from Disparaged find themselves in as they're out here trying to see if they can keep the players there from Citizens. Foul Play Sports out here in Picado trying to ward off the players there from Men of Blood. Already down by one player as they're down. They came in only with 3 players today. And it's kind of unusual to see Foul Play, not have all their full squad in the lobby.
Yeah, I mean, they have like a bajillion players inside that team. They have like 40 guys in there, so I don't know.
A real extended family.
I don't know. They have like a whole factory in that place cooking. So I don't know why they can't even fall out 2 players. But first tactics, dealing damage towards the guys from Afro Esports. You can see that in your kill feed right now. But let us focus on this kind of zone. This zone is very crazy. It's a very, very, very interesting zone. Not a lot of teams inside it just yet.
I mean,
but Team Extremists, I do love their position. Extremists have a really nice position.
And I'm kind of glad about the fact that the zone did not push all the way into Los Leones, because Lord knows I cannot handle a city finish. But yeah, 21st century though.
The city finish is so hectic. So much is going to be going on, like bodies to bodies, like cover to cover. That's a nice 1v1 action there. Ooh, that's a beautiful use of the UMP. He does retreat just to get his health back up, I believe.
Yeah.
His teammates.
And that was a little bit of a risky push from Power there. A little bit of miscommunication probably coming through too, because, Agathe was out there using the first aid kit while he went for that push. So if anything had gone wrong there, that would have been a GG's for him. But, Power OP, I did play 1v1 against that player yesterday. He was flogging me about 21-9 before he decided to exit the room. But yeah, I was gonna come back though,
Come back, King. Say less.
to commit fully to this fight against the side of 21st century.
Yeah, and you can see you can see that the use of utilities is super paramount right now. But then to keep you guys updated in the feed, the citizens finally get to that engagement with the guys from Disparaged. Some violence going out there in the south at the edge of the circle. But then, Griff sends a couple of shots again towards that right-hand side of the guys from 21st century, but nothing connect. These guys are outside of the place on the west or in the east rather of Los Leones. You can see it. Agathe trying to find these shots towards these guys, and finally O3 Brothers doing what O3 Brothers know how to do best: choose the play zone. They will choose the play zone every single time, and then they gave themselves a little opportunity. However, sending a couple of shots towards them, but nothing connects. But instead, they will hightail it and find a better spot inside of the play zone. The wise choice.
A very wonderful choice, if you ask me. I'm a big fan of, if my enemy is not ready to fight with me, well, GG's, fight with yourself. There's no point. I just leave you alone, man. And that's just nice to see from O3 Brothers, realizing that, you know what, this is just a pointless stalemate. We're already down by 2 players. We only have 2 players left. We're up against the 2v2. These guys are not looking like they're ready to fight us. We might as well just find our way into the circle, and that is just wonderful play, if you ask me.
What a shift. What a shift. Interesting shift. Ezra sends a couple of shots towards Gordier. You can see in the kill feed, Ezra confirming Gordier from the Citizens. Citizens cut down to about 3 players. I believe that's Joji, Akil, and Bego.
Given that, they're just out there on that edge, right? But it does look like Disparaged are not going to allow that happen, as we do see.
Akil, that beautiful 1v1. AKM just too OP in that close range. Uses it very, very beautifully. But then the rest of his teammates are just pulling up as well. You can see the rest of the guys from Disparaged all surrounding.
Stop it!
That's a beautiful knock again, but he is going to be spotted this time. But Bego and Joji should be pulling up to the scene this time around. But that's a beautiful play from Akil. He has subdued 2 players from the Disparaged. Dishonest now trying to make his way to get that revive onto Erza right there. That's a beautiful play. I can't even lie. That's a fantastic play. You can see Bego rotating from the left-hand side, trying to find an angle on the guys from Disparaged. Send a couple of shots towards their vehicle, trying to blow it up.
Yeah, but I kind of like what is going on here. The little stage.
Choreo. What is Choreo or Chord? Okay, interesting choice of name, but Fugitive Esports on that heavy fire. Chord has 4 eliminations out of the total 5 that this team has.
Right.
The guys from Harsh. I believe this is Harsh Esports. Yeah, this is definitely Harsh Esports right here. So I that's why I was very, very curious. Like, is this first Arctics? But no. But you can tell that maybe this is the new player that you signed. Was on that heavy fire right now. Forward through trying to find an angle, trying to keep he does get dropped, but cover fire and support from the rest of his teammates come right through. Daddy pulling up to get that finish on the guys from Fugitive Esports. But I spoke about third parties earlier, and here we go. Icy are making it through. Grenade gets Courier down again. Another grenade charging together. The violence continues.
Chapo from the side though does get dropped. Ragbo, the last player left for the side there from Team IC going for the 1-1 up against that man Sting, putting in those little damages, and you can understand why this player is named Sting. Goes for the jump shot, for the drop shot. Ultimately OP as Ragbone will get that player down. The players there from Extreme trying to see if they can put in as much third party as possible, as Reggie Sports looking to hold on to their ends out there on that building out there on that northeastern edge.
Yes, sir. Dragon Bone. 1 situation against Daddy there, but Daddy just too OP. Classic use of the UMP to dispatch the last player for the guys from IC. And now the violence continues. We've got 14 players in the cut and 6 teams still alive. 03 Brothers, Citizens, Free Esports, and the guys from Extreme, all inside of the play zone.
And it's kind of an interesting position coming through from the side of Team Extreme as they're holding it up close to the center of the circle. But out here, trouble on that southern edge as 03 Brothers probably receiving the side there of Citizens as visitors on that southern edge. But man, the third party is imminent. Free Esports, they're doing in a whole lot of damage as Greif does get taken down.
Oh, yes, you have to. Ooh, Bego spotted. Bego is going to be dropped down by Ronnie there. That's a beautiful spray from the guys from Extreme playing from the north. But then Harsh Esports spotting the Citizens again, and Bego is going to be confirmed. Unfortunately, he is confirmed there by the guys from Extreme. Ronnie has been absolutely brilliant in this game, and Bad Boy Teams continues to splurge the bullets towards the guys from Extreme. And No Rage Esports is somewhere lurking in the shadows. They might just get that back-to-back. 8 eliminations for the guys from Free Esports crowns.
Man, I can tell you that this man are on fire. The zone does shrink up once more. Favors the side of 03 Brothers, but man, Free Esports trying to see if they can hold up their edge against the side there of Extreme. Extreme Esports, though, they are looking to be playing this very crazily.
Ooh, Ronnie is going to get knocked and lobbied. And now it's all left to Sound driving his bus, conductor of the year. That has to be him because he's conducting 8 eliminations into this game. And now, again, the guys from Harsh Esports are still in the game, but we are cut down to about 10 players. We still have 5 teams who's going to take that second winner chicken dinner of the day. Finally, Deji, the MVP, pulls up to the scene. He might just be pulling up to, the guys from Harsh Esports. Kored is somewhere lurking around. Daddy and Corey is a 2-man team trying to do all of the damage, trying to keep it together. But DG just hiding behind that vehicle, trying to, feed the rest of the team. 03 Brothers finally peeking out of their shell, but Ace does get dropped down by Bad Boy Teams.
And this is where the full send is going to come through from the side there of Free Esports. I'm enjoying what I'm seeing from them. McGrath having to hold up in a 1v2 situation. Cannot do it as Free Esports down or already up. Tiered elimination so far. Hawkeye not having any from it. But man, they are having as much fun. And with this momentum going into these final phases of the game, these men might actually just walk home with a winner chicken dinner.
Yeah, Free Esports, they might just do it. They might just be that team. Daddy has been spotted by Bad Boy Teams, and a couple of shots his way, but nothing connects. He can play from the top side of the hill. He does have a little bit of angle and a good position, but I don't know if Daddy is inside of the play zone. All the shots have been sent his way. The grenades as well being sent his way, but he excellent use of smokes just to shield himself from all of these bullets that are flying past his ear. We are down to 8 players and we are down to 14. No Rage Esports still somewhere playing from the right hand side. And now Deji, the MVP. Ooh, that's a bad one there. No Rage Esports have 1 player down. Rufai has been knocked down and they are down to 2 players only. The MVP. Is it going to be the MVP this time around? Well, that's a nice spray from Sound. Remus looking strong once again.
1v2 situation, but Rage Esports will come in for the third party.
The MVP, now where did they see him? The MVP. The MVP. Bad Boy Tim's getting that revive on Rumsey there. And it is down to a 2v2. Harsh Esports and the guys from Free Esports. And now Free Esports are definitely going to choose the play zone. And that is what you do in scenarios like this. You choose the play zone and squeeze the enemy to not allow them, there might even be some use of vehicles if needed, but they do find a way inside of the plate. But you can see Bad Boy Tim's and his teammate Roomsy just keeping it together with 10 eliminations, and then the guys from Irish Esports with 11 eliminations. So you can see that the violence has gone very. Free Esports just too OP with that finish.
That was close. A little too close for comfort, if you ask me.
Way too close for comfort. That was way too close for comfort. Can't tell me nothing. But that was absolutely fantastic from Roomsy to clutch that up. Free Esports were on fire throughout.
Love to see that one. We did see them holding out 10 elimination points, but they were able to ultimately finish this game with 12 eliminations to their name. The side there of Hashi Sports in second place with 11 eliminations to their name. I'm not gonna lie, these teams actually did put in a lot of work, but let me just say Kored did push, your Choreo actually did put in a whole lot of work, because that man was absolutely on fire. Rage Sports out there in third place with 6 elimination points with Extreme, following in fourth place with 8 elimination points. So 3 brothers in fifth place with 4, Citizens in sixth place with 3, seventh place is going to be Team IC with 4, side there of Extremist in 8th place with 5, Disparaged in 9th place with 3, Fugitives in 10th place with 3, the side there of Foul Play in 11th place with 2 elimination points, 21st Century in 12th place with 1, Afro Esports in 13th with 0 kills, Men of Blood in 14th place with 0 kills, Team Buy in 15th with 5 elimination points, side there of Team Cold in 16th place with 0, side there of One Solid Army in 17th place with 0. Apparently they actually did let Nexus play, so not too bad. Team Goth in 18th place with 1, and the side there of Team Infinity with 19th place with 1 elimination to their name. I'm not gonna lie, that was one fun Miramar match to watch, and man, I'm not too surprised. This is one thing that we'd always see from Miramar. Miramar always comes with that madness, especially when we get to that later phases of the circle.
Yes, exactly. The later phases of the circle is when most of these teams have got into a lot of engagements, so they are preparing for that final blowout, that final finish, and that's what the guys from Free Esports did. They held it in. They've been fighting a lot. They've been getting through a lot of engagements. I don't even remember. I think they did get into a fight with the guys from Foul Play, I think. And then from there they just started to work their way up. The violence just kept on brewing. I mean, 12 eliminations and the team behind them 10. The number just kept going up and up and up. That was beautiful to watch, though. That was beautiful stuff to watch regardless. So I did enjoy that. I've never seen Miramar this violent. Miramar is more play the hills, keep the ups down, don't do too much, just win. But there was a whole lot of violence. I mean, double digits everywhere you go.
Exactly, it's almost like MTN, but you know what? We're going to be right back with more action as we'll be heading from craziness into chaos. We'll be right back in a couple of minutes to give you the most chaotic map of PUBG Mobile. Maybe not, but it's going to be Sanhok right after the break.
3, 2,
All right, let's go was the command, and here we are. Welcome back to the Scramble, or welcome back to 1080 Scramble. Welcome back to Scramble. Whatever you choose to call it, it is Scramble, and we are back. My name is Scramble. I'm joined here by Priest. We're heading into the third game of the day. It's the map that nobody's shy of. We all know about it, and it's none other but Sanhok. How are you feeling about Sanhok, Priest?
Well, I'm actually very excited because there's a lot of bodies in this map, So I really want to see how it's going to be very packed. So I want to see, all the shooting, all the action, all the bullets flying in the air, So I'm very, very interested in how that is going to pan out for all of these teams.
Yeah, and this is where it gets quite interesting to watch. When we start to look at how 19 teams are gonna fit into this tiny little map of Sanhok. So yeah, we're gonna miss a lot of engagement, as we can already see one blooming to happen in our favorite part, none other but boot camp. We're not going to be concerned about what is going on in the zone, as we're gonna head straight into the match, into the fight, to see exactly what is going on. We've got about 4 teams out here in boot camp. It's going to be Disparaged, the guys there from Citizens. Afro Esports also finding themselves out there in the boot camp situation. It's going to be a question of who will be the kings of boot camp.
Yes, sir. I really want to see, who is going to take boot camp this time around. So much that's like the center of violence.
Can already hear the shots flying out from every single person. But we do have fights going on in other parts of the map. I believe it's probably, well, I thought that was going to be in Paradise Resorts. But it does look like Norwich will be going into that engagement out there in Camp Charlie up against the guys there from Team Buy. They do lose players. And I'm not going to pull up to that fight yet because they're not too close to each other. They're just taking that fight from a long point of view. Side of the parish, getting pushed by the side there of Team Afro. Neo quite able to get that thirst, and the revive might just follow suit. It's a question of do they actually have grenades, because in situations like this, with a one sexy grenade, you can actually just get both players knocked and continue up on the push. But it's a question of how well they're able to hold it up. The cover fire is excellent though, coming through from Hunter. As we're looking to see this one, Citizens trying to see if they can go for a flank onto this fight. Interesting play if you ask me.
Interesting play. You can see them playing just a little bit on the left-hand side, in. They might just, but then they are choosing to fight from the guys from the Afro Esports guys' position. So this is going to be quite a difficult one to spot there. But Joji does send a couple of shots towards Hunter, I believe. Gets him dropped immediately, and now the rest of the Citizens pulling up to the scene. They might just take this fight. They might just take all of it.
And I kind of like the 2-2 split coming from the side of Citizens, taking, the 2 squads from Erangel. God, yeah, able to drop one as he does get pushed by Chin with that DBS, but the DBS does come in superior, but he will go down to Bego's DBS as the side of Disparaged find themselves in a tricky sandwich. They're currently sardines right now.
The Sonus using that Thompson, spraying to the left, spraying to the right.
Come out!
Down. Oh, that's a beautiful one from the Sonus. Drops back to the knees. Might just get the confirmation. Yes, gets the confirmation for sure. Afro Esports take the rest of this engagement. Citizen sent back into the lobby.
I'm not gonna lie, it was actually a very good attempt coming through from the side of Citizens, going for that 2-2 split, trying to see if you can third party the fight from 2 different angles. But I think in situations where you want to third party a fight, you want to actually wait for the fight to really get into it, and then you can come in for it. I feel like they came in for that third party a little too early, and they eventually did get dismantled by both teams.
They definitely did come in too early,
But at the end of the day, this is why I get to say, this is why I keep saying it, this is exactly why we play the scrimmages, this is exactly why we scrim, this is exactly why we play scrims. Kind of just, know what those things are that we do that we should not try again, or how we should try it better on, come into the next Sanhok scrim, try to see if you can go for that one, and, eventually you'd kind of see just how well you can defend your drop location ultimately.
Yeah, you might learn a whole lot. You might really, really learn a whole lot on how to defend your drop position, your drop location, rather, and keep it at bay on Solid Army, still keeping it kosher all the way out here in Paradise. I think, yes, you can still see Bodger on the microphone. So, yes, I think you talked about this earlier. the trying out. I think they are
Mm-hmm.
trying out.
Yeah, and hopefully BOJ is actually passing the tryouts right now. I don't know. I wouldn't be able to say. We do not know what criteria they're using to judge this, but
Well, solid army criteria.
yeah,
So I don't know what
hopefully,
solid army criteria is.
hopefully he's on the good side of it.
Yeah, hopefully, because he has been very, very good. Ever since the first Erangel game, he has been quite consistent and very, very strong for Solid Army. So you might just see UAX BOJ very soon.
Hopefully.
Ooh.
And anyway, we do see engagements going on that southern edge as Deji, the last man player. And I feel like Deji is usually the last player left for his team when it comes to Sanhok, right? Sanhok is usually where he's always last player up, and that's when we always see him snaking, in his natural habitat. But, and I think it's just kind of a call to, hey, hey, hey!
So sorry. I think it's so professional to laugh. You should hit mute our mics so we can laugh in the background because I'm so
Rough.
sorry, guys.
Hey,
That just
guys,
caught
it
us off
happens.
guard.
It
So
happens.
unprofessional for us to laugh like that, but that just caught us off guard. I swear to you, that caught us off
Rah.
guard. I did not expect that.
Rah. Wow. It happens, and I don't know why I'm laughing like my spray is any better. But anyway,
He was prone though.
man, I prone and I
And
still
me,
potato
bro.
my shots, man.
My
It's
nah,
QBZ.
bro. Nah, not me, fam. Nah, nope. Sorry, I ain't gonna take that one with you, bro. If I am pro, there's no way. There is no way. But you can see Coxo from Extremists finally catching a hold of the guys from Unsolid Army. But then the return fire is brilliant. But then Budge on the microphone has been knocked down. Sleek pulling up to the scene to deal the rest of the damage against the guys from Unsolid Army. Extremists looking very, very strong. Might just take this to the extreme. Ooh, there's extremists and then there's team extreme.
Extreme, yeah, I know, right? I
Hmm.
know,
Cool,
right?
cool, cool, cool. That's pretty cool.
And one thing I like to always talk about when we start to look at fights in our paradise is like how quickly you're able to handle that fight, right? You do not want to be spending too much time in paradise, right? Paradise is not a place for you to be
Yes.
spent because the third party fights in paradise is not even hard. You just walk in, hear the shots, and you just third party from any angle that you can. So you want to make sure like you're finishing that fight quickly, getting out of there as quickly as possible.
Yes, paradise is the place you do not want to be when the chips are down. It is so easy to third party. There's so many places to jump on the roof from. There's so many angles to play from. There's so much high ground actually, so much unsolicited high ground in Paradise Resort. You can see the boot camp is lighting up Afro Esports. They're in danger, but then all the way in Painan, you can see the guys from both three brothers. They do have one elimination for themselves. And foul play, they do land in Cow, I believe.
Yeah, but then been in the game for quite a while. And they're already finding themselves into those early engagements that they find themselves in right now. It started snowing, and I believe the snow is now affecting my network, and now I'm lagging again because of network. Ah, God, who did I
Hey,
offend today?
now,
You know what? You know what?
now,
It's funny. My upload rate is correct, but it's showing red. I don't seem to understand it. So I'm uploading correctly, but I'm not uploading
smells.
correctly.
I think it smells of village people.
Has to be.
Smells of village people, bro.
Because
Nothing
I'm
personal
doing a
this time
speed
around.
test right now. I'm seeing what 370, 420, 400 megabytes per second. Right? I'm like Gucci on that. My upload speed, let me see. Let's see. What's my upload speed? I'm looking at 5 megabytes per second. Okay. That's poor. Yeah, like 5.3 megabytes per sec. Yeah, 5.3 megabytes per second. That's actually very bad. Maybe that's why I'm lagging. And with that, I can only stream only like 480p. But anyway, hopefully it's back to normal. I've closed my emulator, but still a little bit laggy. So I hope you kind of like bear with me, bear with us. I know this one is probably
Yes.
because it started snowing.
Unfortunately. But this is just the first week. We will give you guys better. We're just having a little bit of an off day. I mean, it's snowing, so but then
When it's not MTN,
that red
when
is
it's not MTN for God's sake. When network, when rain go, they affects my network. Wait, why? But anyway, trying to close up any application that is using anything that concerns data. Hopefully that's gonna help. Cause I don't know how I'm seeing red on 7,000 kilobytes per second. But man, when the village people decide to do their thing,
they work overtime, that's for sure.
I tell you,
they will be working overtime. And then a little bit of a central circle here. I think 21st century under heavy fire from Free Esports. That's a big finish. It's a big finish actually.
and
You can see them all centered up, yeah.
Yeah, and 21st century once again going out early in the lobby. It's kind of concerning to see. We did see them survive a little bit in the Sanhok game, or sorry, in the Miramar game, but ultimately it wasn't the best of results too, right? So it's kind of like concerning to see them actually having these back-to-back bad performances. It's concerning. Solid Army still holding it up out there in Paradise Resorts. As we see the players there from Team Extremists finding their way into that situation or into that position out there in Paradise Resorts. Out there on the south, we do have the guys there from Team Icy. And they're getting welcomed by the side there of Free Sports. As you can already see them getting closer and closer. Free Sports did win that winner chicken dinner coming out of Miramar. The question of would they be able to replicate that bomber of a performance out here in Sanhok?
Yes, sir. We are looking forward to seeing if they are for sure. Ooh, that's a nice spray. That's a nice finish. It's a nice finish on the guys from Free Esports. I believe that's Abubakar. He is finally in the cut right now, and he is showing his worth. He has one elimination to himself. The guys from Free Esports up 4 eliminations and hopefully counting. They are looking very strong, very confident coming off of the Miramar win. So yes, I would expect this from them.
Free Sports team, I believe, is from the northern side of Nigeria. I was talking to Abubakar, make that Hawkeye the other day. I was in the lobby with him. We were talking, and I actually don't know if he's the IGL of this team, but as a first performance, you're not actually doing me too well. This is the second game. Your team is getting the elimination points, but you're not being so involved in it. So Hawkeye.
Yeah, definitely has to work overtime on that one. How this Hawkeye was in foul play too. Yeah, I feel Free Esports is basically foul play light.
I mean, with Ramsey,
I mean, yeah, I feel like it's literally the same team. So I will talk to the manager of foul play. I want to get some intel, some insider information. But then, Fugitive Esports, they have one elimination to themselves, and I think they have run into the guys from Harsh Soldiers. They have lost one player. The grenade.
Shots do come through. Escobar out there holding it up on the outside, but these compounds are not the best of places to be because the third party could come through at any time. It's a wonderful Molly Jihad on fire, and I don't know if the side there of Harsh Sports realized that as Corio looking to be more quiet than we normally would see him. An excellent grenade lands up onto Dade, and this might just be the start of the push coming through from the side of Team Fugitives.
A little bit too strong. He does go down. That's a 2-man drop from the guys from Esports. They have lost 2 players already. The confirmation on Escobar might just spring right through. Oh, that's a third one. Oh, is that confirmation? Okay, that's the confirmation. Oh, but that's another confirmation. The guys from Hard are not seeing anyone lying down, and now in a 1v1 situation might just get the confirmation. And yes, Fugitive Esports. What a way to go out. Go out swinging. That is for sure. They go out in 13th place.
To think they actually did get that first knock or the introductory knock onto that push, it's kind of sad, you know. They did get that intro knock, but unfortunately, we're not quite able to capitalize so perfectly on that one. Extreme, or Team Extreme out here, they are making a whole lot of noise though. I guess that's what happens when you loot a lot of fives, no?
When you loot a lot of fives, that's for sure. You know, but Brem, breaching is one of those skills that is very, very difficult. You know, to breach is very hard. You might get a knock. It is one thing to get a knock, but then it's another thing to breach. You know, to use the knock and breach into a compound as tiny as that. I mean, I don't even know why the guys from Fugitive Esports went into that building. You know, I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, they did get a knock with a grenade, right?
Utilities. I thought, you know, it was going to be like a utilities first in there, just spam grenades and molotovs and whatnot.
Anyway, JC does see this player camping on the corner. It's just a situation of when does he want to push. I know with the third party view, you should be able to find that, or you should be able to see that as sleek. Trying to see if he can be a little bit sleek. JC probably asking for a little bit of cover fire or maybe support. As he's being a little bit skeptical. Does coming through, gets him down. And JC, he's mastered that art. Talk about very quick peeking. Retro comes in through with the 1 HP. And support from JC, able to get down the zombie as Coxar will now be the last player left, or make that the second to the last player left for the side there of Team Extremists.
Yes, sir. He peeks to the right-hand side, tries to shoot a little bit inside of that box, inside of that little box that the guys from a solid army are keeping to themselves. But Jesse is now trying to take the position. They want to forward immediately to Coxar. Sends back into the what? Beautiful pre-fire, actually, from Retro. But then Wolf, the last player out for the guys from Extremists. Extremists not looking too sharp right now. Bodge on the microphone, still down to about 1 HP. I don't know if yes, he does try to get the revive, but Wolf peaked just too far. He does get sent back into the lobby, but it's a tit for tat. It is a trade. And on Solid Army are also going to leave here with one player intact, and that will be Retro.
I think he just focused a little too much on trying to see if he can get more eliminations in the smoke that he didn't see when that player actually shifted away from that smoke.
Out of the smoke, yeah. That was unfortunate. You know, it's all about awareness, really. Awareness is still one of those, you know, those skills. Damn. With the name.
Damn.
Well, it landed on his head.
I tell you, man.
On his head for real.
He definitely didn't even hear that nade land. He showed me die. But anyway, the side there of Afro Esports though, showing that they can throw grenades of their own. ASOP gonna be the one feeling the wrath of those grenades as it does go down eventually to the molly coming through from Peachy.
Ooh, that's a nice one from Peachy there. You do have to enjoy the way he uses those utilities. And I can see that the guys from Extremists are still somewhere around those corners. Extremists have, the Extreme team have not let these guys actually be free. All three brothers still under heavy damage coming in from the guys from Afro Esports. But I don't know if any confirmation has come on to the guys from O3. Unfortunately, no confirmation, just a knock. So he is going to be, you know, raised back up.
Two snakes in the grass in the side of Ojo and Grife, but Grife is going to be the man, the snake killer, taking out that man in the grass. Neo's got the devil's weapon in hand, the LMG MG3, and it's a question of how well can he use it. 10 eliminations for Afro Esports though.
10 eliminations and 2 players down. I mean, you have to enjoy the violence that all of these teams are perpetrating right now, because all of them stay perpetrating, that is for sure. And you can see that the play zone is starting to shrink us down to reduce the number of players in this lobby. We are currently at 22 players with 8 teams in the cut, and somehow some teams have 0 eliminations.
All right, and that would be Team Code. And I think one thing we've seen come through from them, especially coming through from that Erangel game, is that they like to play it very slowly, right? And I understand trying to play slow. Maybe you want to play from the edge, but, you know, it kind of becomes a little bit pointless when you're playing too slowly, you know, because you've been in this game for quite a while now, and, you know, you're still on 0 elimination. I mean, there's Afro Esports are already up 10 limbs. So, I mean, it gets to a point where you actually bring out the guns and start to shoot.
That is for sure, you know, but then can you do double-digit numbers? Can you do big numbers? Because it's all about practice. Can you do big numbers now so you can do big numbers later? It's all about learning how you can adapt in adverse situations. That is the point of all of these scrimmages. How well can you adapt when the tables have turned and when stuff is not in your favor? Extreme finally pulling up to the scene for Afro Esports, spotting them. Ooh,
It's nice cover fire coming through from the side of Team Extreme as they do come in for the full send up against the guys there. From Afro Esports, Neo, uprooting Choco from that bike.
I've seen like so much uprooting going on, in this game. But that was absolutely brilliant. The Afro Esports still unrelenting, Infinity drinking all of that free zone.
Retrophone Solid Army though, showing Tayo how it's done, getting that knock onto him from behind the fence. Has to find a way to get into the circle though, as you can just see him running with Papa Blue. Hopefully, Papa Blue does not decide to slide him.
On Solid Army, Retro has been really, really good for them in this game so far. He single-handedly deal all of the damage to the guys from Infinity, sending most of them back into the lobby after allowing the play zone to claim the rest of them. But is that team cold? No, I don't think
Yes,
that
it
team cold. I
was.
just went out to 0 eliminations.
Yeah, they did get taken out with 0 elimination. Not maybe not 0. They did. Oh, actually, they did go out with 0. Because they didn't take out the players there from O3 Brothers, or they didn't even knock any one of them. And this is where it starts to get sad. The one time you now decide to your first engagement that you get into, you end up getting killed. So why not just just
go
leave?
all out. Yeah, live and let live, live and let live. That is definitely a mantra to live by. Afro Esports still alive, still in the cut, but then let's not forget about Retro. He is still here, still keeping the flag of Solid Army, still waving that flag, still keeping the flag flying high. You have to love his perseverance. But then Papa Blue right behind him, chasing him inside of the play zone. Finally, the smokes already in front of him as he spots the guys from Afro Esports, still trying to keep them at bay.
Yes, sir. And it's not down to the last 4 teams. It's a question of who's going to win that one. As all of these teams actually have to get into the circle. All 3 brothers, though, go for that percent on the side of Erangel. Trying to see if he can hold it up against No Name. But No Name taking him out to seal himself his first elimination in this game so far. Down to the final 2, a 2v2.
Yes, sir. You can see that Afro Esports with 13 eliminations now, and they still have that bloodthirsty appetite. They've been keeping it kosher, keeping it 100. But this is a very, very strong finish. O3 Brothers, the champion team so far. These teams has been consistent in winning events so far. So good. They are looking very, very strong. It's an easy 2v2 situation now, but it's a matter of who's going to play it first. But then the return from Griff is absolutely superior. Peachy has been caught off. He has been caught off, unfortunately.
And now it's down with Neo, though, the man with the devil's weapon, to see exactly what he can do. He's moved a little too much, so now they know exactly where he is. He does send a couple of Molotovs himself, as he does come in for this full send, going left, going right, and Drive's going to rely on the UMP to take out the LMG, and that man is just too OP. As all 3 brothers
that was beautiful.
would
So
get themselves
that was such a beautiful
third winner chicken dinner on today. And that was actually very nice coming through. And Griff, you could just tell that man was already on a different momentum going into that game, as we already see him finishing this game with 7 eliminations up to his name. You know that man came here to play. Afro Esports finishing in 2nd place. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually enjoying what I'm seeing from Afro Esports. In the Miramar game, they didn't quite get the winner chicken dinner, but still they were able to pull up with a nice number of elimination. I believe they had 11 eliminations, and out here in Sanhok, they're able to pull off 18 eliminations to the my bad math, 13 elimination, and the 2nd place finish coming through from them on Solid Army in 3rd place with 6 elims, Men of Blood in 4th with 3, Side of Team Code in 5th place with 2, Extreme in 6th place with 1, the Side of Infinity in 7th place with 4, Ash Soldiers in 8th place with 5 elimination points, Foul Play in 9th place with 1 elimination, Extremist in 10th place with 2, the side there of Team Buy in 11th place with 4, the side there of Free Sports in 12th place with 4, Fugitives in 13th place with 1, Team IC in 14th place with 1, 21st Century in 15th place with 0 elimination points. Disparaged in 16th with 2. Side there of Team No Rage in 17th place with 1 elim. And Citizens going out first in 18th place with 0 eliminations to their name.
Oh, that's that Sanhok. That's that Sanhok. Sanhok gives you that violence vibe with a sprinkle. You do love to see it. Afro Esports were really, really dominant in that game, but then O3 Brothers just had to take that chicken dinner for themselves, and they've kept it kosher. They've kept it consistent. They've kept the violence brewing. I think they did secure double digits for themselves as well. I think. How many eliminations did
No,
they
they
have?
had
Did they
9.
have 10?
They had
9? Oh,
9. They came so
9.
close.
Just one short. Just one short. So we are going to head into the next game shortly. So yes, guys, this is Scramble brought to you by 10 and 80. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Put the word out. PUBG Mobile content at its finest, brought to you by Crowns and Priest. We are out here praying to the gods of PUBG Mobile to bring down the violence to you, to your doorstep, to your screens. We are providing you with top tier content, so do not forget to share this as far as you can. Let's get these numbers up. Beautiful, beautiful having you guys in the chat. So we are going to, run around a little bit before we bring you, the next game tonight. So I hope you guys are having fun. We are. I know that we are. I've been seeing, all of these teams come together, violence, scrimmage, all of that, learning the skill set that they are going to use because the competitive scene is crazy this year, Crowns. It is crazy.
Well, anyway, more craziness is what we're about to see in the Scramble as I have a surprise for you all after the break. So be sure to stay tuned, stay connected, and we will be right back. 3, 2,
Let me introduce myself. It's Livik. I'm president of France Esports. France Esports is the association which is gathering all stakeholders in esports here in France. We are here in
Hi, good morning. My name is Emmanuel Oyolaki and I'm the chairperson of the Lagos State Esports Association. We are here live at the Paris Games Week in Porte de Passy, here in Paris. And we're here with the Nigerian contingent to this event.
Hello guys, I'm Fabien Neo-Divide. I'm the co-founder and head of esports of Team Vitality. As you can look in the background, this is our stand in Paris Games Week. It's one of the biggest events in France dedicated to gaming and esports. It's been here for almost 10 years. Vitality has been founded 10 years ago also. I started when I was 15 years old. It was only like a neighborhood.
Hello, I'm Xavier Calvi, the CEO of Star Esport, the first Franco-Nigerian esport company in Africa. I decided to move to Nigeria because
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Scramble. And remember, I told you I had a surprise. So yeah, I forgot to mention this earlier, which is why I called it a surprise. But the top 4 from every single game qualifies to play the 4th game, which is Livik. So for all of you that like to do mathematics, do the maths. 4 times 3 is 12. We're gonna have 12 teams playing out here in Livik. And without further ado, Shade Adu, Ulabalu, Oititoiti, and Shikrimidi, we're going to be getting into the 4th game of the day. Okay.
Interesting. Flight path. Free esports already in the air. I do play Livik. This is the map I've actually been playing the most, so I know that Midstein is the place to be if you're trying to be violent, but it's looking like nobody is going to be landing in Midstein. A couple of shots already outside from Infinity towards the guys from a solid army in power plants. Bodge on the microphone, sent back into the lobby already.
Man, there does seem to be a couple of teams out here in power plants, man. We've got the side there of Disparage, you have on Solid Army, we have Infinity there, and this is left to play for in a 1v3 situation. It just goes for the pre-fire tree. Just say drop shots, gets him down. And it's gonna continue on the fight, but unfortunately we'll get taken out by Art in a very beautiful manner. Or sorry, make that Eddie. Now Disparage that.
I did love that 1v1. That drop shot from Jesse, though. That was very good.
Very creative, man. Have two teams out here in that eastern side, eastern ports. As we see the side there of Harsh Soldiers up against the side there of Free Sports. You can already see damage is being done as Harsh Soldiers do happen to be the ones losing a whole lot of HP on this fight. Choreo, very close. Or Choreos.
Yes, Choreos and Roomsy sharing a building. They might just be roommates. Disparaged, catching a whiff of the guys from Infinity there. You can see Shin, M249 in hand, sends a couple of shots towards them, bringing him down. I believe that was Eddie, but Choreos is still trying to find a little bit of an entry, peeking, bending to the left hand, to the right hand, to the uptown side. Just bending his body in different positions, trying to find an entry. Harsh Esports looking very, very creative and comfortable in this position. It's so interesting to watch teams play Livik, because it is not your conventional map.
Yeah, and there's one thing that Livik is not shy of. It's the loot, and you would always find the loot as a Disparaged do come in clutch onto the side of Team Infinity, taking them out in the power plant. Slept on that one, guys.
Yes, unfortunately, but we did see, Disparage doing very, very well. And you can tell that this is a team that plays Livik a lot. I can tell. I can tell that they play Livik. Now you realize that Livik squad with this.
Wahala.
Harsh Esports getting called out by Abubakar once again. Free Esports looking very, very creative and very, very strong all the way out here in the ports, the East Port.
And before I talk, before it be like I'm actually targeting him, Hawkeye currently still sitting out with 0 eliminations out of 2, so I'm still keeping my eye out for that player. Trying to see what he's going to show me as well. 3 brothers, though, do get started with the side there of Team Code. Death Fury going to be the first man going down. As the remaining of the player try to see if they can come in for the support. Stormy, trying to see if she can storm into that building with Slinger just out there trying to play cover fire. Cover fire. Cover fire first Coletto.
Cover fire, we know the cover.
Jump shots over the fence.
Very good though from Rails. Gets the knock on Stormy there. Stormy is going to be panned back into the lobby by Griff.
Man, this span count.
Cooking.
Yeah, his span count is increasing, man. This is like what? Second person is spanning today. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, I feel like this is the only person that's actually understanding this game, man. Like, understanding or having fun in today's games. Every other person is just out here, trying hard. My man is just out here cruising, panning people, man. Anyway, we do see foul play. Yeah, go on.
Lone Wolf with that VSS. That's my favorite weapon. Everyone knows. The only gun that makes no sounds, doesn't show up on the map. That's that stealthy vibe. You can see he sent a couple of shots, all the way in there. And this is my landing position Here, this is
Gross.
where I land when I play here. This is where I'd love to land. I enjoy this position. 21st century, looking very, very split around. If you want to win in this area, you have to find a way to go around the back without getting spotted.
Yeah, but man, it kind of gets hard to do because with the third party situation that we see a lot in Livik, it kind of makes it hard for you to try to get those angles because when you see they try the situation of the flanker got flanked and you try to flank somebody but you run into another squad and that's where we start to see
Exactly. Hawkeye spotted, drop down. Peachy finally catching Reels by the tail, drops him down. You can hear that, you can see that in your kill feed. But then finally catching it. Hawkeye now sending it back into the lobby. Daddy has been absolutely consistent and throughout the day. And he does spot Escobar. Shoot all the way that far. But that's a beautiful spray with that 4x.
Tim's gonna be the last one left. Find himself in a 1v2 situation, getting pushed from both directions. Does decide to focus on the guy coming in from behind. Able to find himself in a very sexy spot. Free fire coming in through the micro Uzi. That fire rate is something else as he will eventually get dropped down by the side there of Harsh Soldiers. Are they recalling?
Team sent back into the lobby. Wait a minute. No way.
Yes, way! Let's go!
Oh, wow. On the undead for real.
Oh, while I be like, we sleep. Wow.
Okay then. Okay now. The game is on now. Since recalling is a thing, the game is on now because you know that bodies will be flying from the skies.
No way.
As we're back up to 32 players. Imagine when the players remain increased.
I know, right?
Never thought you see that one, but ooh, that's nice spray from Agathe there against a knock on one of the players from the guys from Foul Play. They might just be getting sent back into the lobby. Lone Wolf still peeking. Agathe just needs to peek one more time and Lone Wolf could let her hear it. But no, the rest of the guys from Men of Blood rotating into these parts of the circle, trying to find a position, but Agathe peeking and also giving intel to the rest of our teammates.
Creed might just find himself in a 1v1 situation as players there from Foul Play looking to get all sorts of angles on him. Not quite able to spot them out as Lobby is going to be the one getting that one of the players there from Foul Play. Another knock and another revive has to come through as Lone Wolf getting spotted down there in the grass. Who does some damage? Free fire coming through from Lone Wolf. Not enough as he would get uprooted from the grass.
Oh, that's a nice finish from Creed there. But ooh, spoke too soon. Knock just came through from Afro Esports, I believe. They just pulled up to the scene. Peachy looking very, very comfortable playing from that north-hand side. The rest of the Afro Esports guys might just be pulling up in that Keke na Pep, I believe that's what that's called.
Nah, come on. I think this is the ideal buggy, but they slept on the angle coming through from Agathe as she's able to down two players out there from that vehicle. Trying to see if she can get that vehicle explosion as Neo looking to lay a little bit of suppressing fire. But I believe Agathe
so OP, so unhinged with that spray. But now this might just be the time to go and recall your teammates. Or no, she might just be going for that res on Mob.
I don't know about the recall at this stage.
To lobby actually. I mean, yeah, I think you can recall to like zone 4. I think you can recall to like zone 4.
Yeah, that works. Man, Peach is holding the devil's weapon that we like to call in Sanhok, man. It is that M10, M101. That weapon is such a disaster, man. It's disgusting. If you think DBS is annoying, you should go against the M10. Nice spray coming through from Peachy, though.
Yeah, Peachy has been absolutely terrifying in this game, for sure. And his weapon choice is also something equally as terrifying. PlayStation 5 pulls up to the scene. He's spotted. He is going to be dropped just in time. All the action happening on this other side of the map here. You can see Juzel's music. That's from foul play. You can see Lone Wolf tails it and disappears. What's he going to do? He's going to recall. He
You
knows
know
he
the
can do something.
vibes. You gonna
He
tell him
don't go
teammates,
recall.
go make and test
It's
you.
recall season.
Allow me then test you. Allow me then test you.
You see how we don't like just the wait.
Just the wait.
Lobby and make a recall. Lobby, make a recall that guy.
Looking does
Lobby
get
so that I
recalled
can
though.
recall. It's recall season out here today, man. Look at that. You can see the antennas shining. Recall season, and he's gonna fly all the way back. Yes, we are back to 4 players like nothing happened.
Yazerski, scratch
Nobody
that.
was lost.
You know that thing they did in Men in Black. You know that little flashlight that they turn on. Zoom.
Yeah,
That's exactly what they just did to the lobby.
It's your memory for sure. But that's crazy though. Watching, this is so interesting. Actually, it's actually so fun. Because when I do play this map, I do. It's just get into some kind of danger. I just start heading towards the nearest recall center because I know where all the recall centers are now. That's a beautiful finish from the guys from Disparaged. That's a nice one. Wait, is that not the gun you were talking about?
Yes, sir. The M10 absolutely disgusting as Dishonest was able to use to take down 2 players.
Bro, if you getting shot by that weapon is so unhealthy.
And the weapon does not even
so
know
unhealthy,
range.
man.
Oh no, Josh doesn't quite see that revive coming in through. He's got the M10 of his own. Comes in for the cleanup. And he's able to take down 2 more players from the side there up Disparaged. That's Ezra has to grab that revive. Or Erza has to grab the revive up onto Shin. But they're pretty much aware of this location. Grenades in the hand of Ronnie might just be the one to see this damage. One more.
You can see the utilities cooking right all the way out, but Ronnie is taking the 1v2 or potential 1v2 if this revive comes through. But no, it's not going to work out right now. Team Extreme claim the guys from Disparage, sending them back into the lobby in 6th place. Afro Esports, you can see them in the kill field using that same weapon to deal damage towards the guys from O3 Brothers, and I believe that is O3 cut down to about 2 players left, Ace, OP, and Griff. I think it's time to recall still. No worry, fear not.
Fear not, bro. Go recall, my guy.
Recall it, fear not.
And,
recall.
And yeah, speaking of recall, we talk about this so you guys hear it now. I think the winner of this game qualifies for the end of the month TDM tournaments that will be going on, or TDM show off that will be going on. So it's not just playing to practice, it's also playing towards the end of the month where you get to qualify to play a TDM game or a couple of TDM games to just kind of make yourself feel good. So be sure to stay tuned.
Top 4 teams. So do not, top 4 teams do make it to the showdown at the end of the month. Do not forget you stand the opportunity to win 10 NAT exclusive merchandise for yourself and for your team. So the winner chicken dinner also comes with some winner merchandise brought to you by our sponsors. And 10 NAT, Nigeria's premium platform for all things esports.
Oh, that he said it all. But yeah, that being said, it's gonna be 3 weeks, or actually make that 4 weeks, I believe, in a month. So every week there'll be a winner, and all 4 teams will be facing off at the end of the month. So yeah, right now we're gonna be seeing the first team that will be making it in, and we're wondering if it's gonna be Harsh Soldiers, Foul Play, Team Extreme, O3 Brothers, or the side there of Team Afro. 17 players alive, 5 teams left in the lobby, and it does look like there is a lot to fight. It might just be ending out there in Power Plant.
Yes, sir. Power Plant looking like the place where it's all going to come to an end. Afro Esports still rotating around. You can see the guys from Extreme still finding their position inside. You see the shots ringing out towards the guys from O3 from Josh there. Josh keeping all of the 4X, just spraying and praying that some of it connects to rails right there, all the way up in the north. Nothing just pans right through.
Kind of like that confidence coming through from the side of Team Extreme. He knows he's done the damage, and you can just see him just going in through, or trying to see if he can just wiggle around in the open to see if he can get that player to pick him. Third player to Central, Peachy prone would be doing it smoother than Deji, as he's able to get that knock up onto Sean X. I'm on the side of Extreme. I have to grab that revive real quick.
Foul play still people. finally catching the O3 brothers that have been eluding them. O3 brothers just pulled up to the scene, and now the grenade is definitely going to connect. There's no way this grenade doesn't for 1v1, but no, they are sent back into the lobby. They are sent packing almost immediately by Choco and Josh. Beautiful teamwork from guys from Extreme, sending on the guys from O3 brothers back into the lobby in 5th place. 11 eliminations to the guys from Extreme.
And I can tell you, like, they are having a whole lot of fun. And Sean doesn't even have any of those eliminations. Choco, just showing that he's got the banner in his head, he's got the Choco in his head. As you can just see him getting so many eliminations. Already up 5 eliminations. That's about half the team eliminations by just one player. Afro Esport does look to be...
Ooh, Afro Esports have been spotted by Choco there. Mesu has been spotted. I don't know if he's going to be eliminated. But though he is spotted, he might go up to down by Choco all the way from there. He is tagged by the ankle. And now Hunter goes down as well by the guys from Foul Play. So third, fourth, fifth party central. As the guys from Afro have been dealt damage all across the board.
And you've just got to admire the third party coming through from the side there of Foul Play Esports, right? You just see them putting in the sub 2 damage, you know, just taking out the players, tearing apart the side there of Team Afro. Pretty sure they not like the way that one turned out. Peachy out there with the Devil's Weapon, just holding it up, being a little bit quiet as everybody does seem to be looking for their extreme entry into the power plants.
Ooh, Extreme trying to make their way there.
Right, John.
Taking all the way to the right. He just catch Solo all alone by himself. All alone. Getting caught out. This is a beautiful, beautiful temptation that the guys from Foul Play have fallen into. But then, oh, that's a beautiful finish. Beautiful finish by Corios there. That's a nice one. Playing from on top of the hill. And now he might just take the engagement to the guys from Foul Play.
Yes, sir. He does send a couple of Molotovs, not quite able to get it in. As you can just see Foul Play trying to see if they can get that reset as quickly as possible. Lone Wolf down to a slither of HP. It's only a matter of time before he gets taken out. In fact, if you call his name a little too loud, he might just get knocked as Harsh Soldiers find their way to breach into the power plant.
Yeah, Harsh Soldiers looking very, very capable and very comfortable. That's a beautiful grenade from Peachy. Peachy absolutely terrorizing with that grenade, catches one of the guys from Foul Play, and he does take the engagement. Oh, that's a nice one, but Locane sent back into the lobby. Foul Play out there in 3rd place.
And Harsh Soldiers will be the last team left to battle against the side of Afro Esports. Afro Esports already up to 9 elimination points, and the side of Harsh Soldiers with 3, but they've got the most players in the lobby with 3 players out there. The numbers advantage, like Chris likes to call it, as we see that he already trying to initiate the push onto the side of Team Afro. But I love the pull away coming through from Team Afro though.
Yes, you know, the play zone not looking too shabby right there. You can see Corios, he is spotting, but then that's the thing about that particular position of Livik inside of the power plant. There's no way to make it all. PG has been spotted by staying the MVP, and he is going to be confirmed, that's for sure. Fakes to the left, fakes to the right, and Harsh Esports take the first scramble.
We take the first Scramble slot out here as they get that winner chicken dinner. They will be the one team filling in one of the slots for the final showdown at the end of the month. 7 eliminations coming through to them as they're able to finish this one. Tori not quite getting any of the elimination points, with Sting carrying the team, kind of making us feel like, okay, maybe Corios was not just carrying them all through the day. So, and that is actually good to see coming through from that team. Afro Esports, it looks like they've tied their placenta with 2nd place, as once again they finished 2nd place with 9 elimination points. 3rd place is going to be Foul Play with 4 eliminations, with Team Extreme finishing 4th place with 12 elimination points. O3 Brothers in 5th place with 4. Side of Disparaged in 6th place with 7. The side of 7th place is going to be Men of Blood with 3 elimination points. Free Sports in 8th place with 3 elimination points. The side of Norwich in 9th place with 1. Team Cold in 10th place with 0. Team Infinity in 11th place with 2. And Solid Army going out in 12th place with 0 elimination points. And what a day of game we have seen out here in the first edition of Scramble. And I mean, there were a little bit of balloons and hoity-toities with my network, which is kind of surprising, but I guess this is what happens when you try to host a stream in the middle of winter. But anyway, it happens to the best of us. I hope you guys had fun. We've had fun,
Yes,
definitely. We've enjoyed ourselves. This was Scramble, brought to you by 10 and 80. And like I said, it happens every Sunday. Registrations open on Thursdays in the Discord link that should be in the description below. But if you follow 10 and 80 on Instagram, you definitely have access to that Discord link. So be sure to pull up, register your team. Remember, it is free to everybody in the whole of Africa. So yeah, be sure to get your fast fingers and see if you can get yourself registered. From me and Priest and the whole of 10 and 80, we say have a good night and until next time. Bye bye.